Pretty damn so she if you kiss a man, baby, say you no go tell. Baby, can you keep it on the low? Say I only bad girl for to make my eyes swell. She killing me, baby, she killing me, baby, Rora. Killing me, baby, Rora. Baby, tell me why you fight so, why you worry my heart, say you be militant. Girl, I go shoot my shot, take me for your neck, man, I finish on. Come around. If you wanna be my company, go around, turn around. Only you can wait for me. Come around. If you wanna be my company, go around, turn around. Only you can wait for me. Make you not go too younger. Baby, no they do shakara. Make you not go day one corner. Make you not go too younger. Baby, no they do shakara. Make you look good day one corner. Baby, get good around. Cool it too, yeah. Other girls good around. Cool it too, yeah. Baby, get good around. Cool it too, yeah. Other girls good around. Cool it too, yeah. Other girls good around. Cool it too, yeah. Other girls good around.
Yes, I do. All right. So, hello for those of you that are here. And for those of you that are coming in, you know, welcome. So the reason that I'm doing this live, it's not a brunch like I normally do. The reason that I'm doing this live is that I was asked by so many of my friends to talk about what's going on in Nigeria. There's a lot of protests going on in Nigeria right now, and from what I'm being told and educated on, there's a lot of the young people being killed during the protests, and they asked me to talk about it. A lot of my Nigerian friends came into my inbox and they asked me to discuss it, to talk about it, and so that's what I'm here to do. If there's anyone who is in Nigeria and they want to come and share their experiences in the protesting, then please come live with me and let's talk about it. To all of my friends that are there, please be safe. You know, I know that you are speaking out and fighting for change the same way that we're doing here in America, but I just want you to be safe while doing so. From what I'm hearing, is that the powers that are running Nigeria, there's a lot of people in the government who are getting a large sum of the money. Okay? And those people are not being kind to your average Nigerian. From what I'm hearing, and I'm looking for anyone to tell me if I'm right or wrong or give me their opinion, that the average person is really finding it tough to make a living. And that this protest is about the corruption, but also about the police. From what I've heard, and I'm looking at some of my notes that I took, that the previous administration, the country was $7 billion in debt. And now that has gone to $37 billion since the current administration took over in 2015, which is horrendous. It means that they're borrowing a lot of money so that they can stay wealthy, but your average person is living on very, very meager means. So that's a problem. And the people are tired of that. And I've been watching postings on Instagram of people showing the Nigerian politicians looking very affluent, looking like they're making a lot of money, sleeping on the job and things like that, where your average Nigerian can barely eat. So when you have that disparity, high trust, and hopefully you can help educate me on this too, being that your family's Nigerian. When you have that disparity in income, it's disheartening. When people feel like they cannot move to another economic level. So what I'm being told is that only the rich can get visas to travel. Okay? And that's frustrating to the people. I've been sent photos, visuals, some of the protests. I've seen videos of that. It's really bad. Also about these police. What I'm hearing is that there is a special segment of the police that can go out and basically do whatever they want. That they can go out and kill people if they want to. Go out and harm people. And nothing is being done about it. There's no justice. If they go out and they kill someone, they just kill someone. I've seen pictures of them shooting and killing people peaceful protesting. They just kill them. Just shoot them. And nothing's going to be done. So how does this change? I know that they're out there doing the protests, and like we are doing here, because we're protesting here. But how do they make a change with the government being so greedy, holding all the money, and they can barely go out and find work? So I'm looking for people to help me bring awareness to this that's going on. I'm looking for people to educate me on how I can help, and how can this be fixed? Where does this go? Where does this go from here? Can they make change? Will the protests make change? will they be heard? When you have the youth of your community trying to survive and they can barely eat, something has to be done. And what is that? I'm over here in America and I'm hearing from my Nigerian friends what's going on. Okay, Trust, thank you. You can educate me more on this, and hopefully we can keep talking about this and educating more people on what's going on in Nigeria. I have a lot of Nigerian friends. I have a lot of Nigerian followers, and I don't want to ignore what they're going through. It's important, and we want you to stay safe, and we want you to live well. We want you to be prosperous. And if we can bring awareness to this, if we can help in any way, especially if I can help in any way, I want to. I reached out to Katung, who's another friend of mine, and I'm going to ask him to educate me on this. You know, he has told me to start looking at things that say hashtag SARS. And I've posted some stuff. I've posted some pictures and videos and stuff. But I still feel like there's so much that I need to learn in order to help be a voice in this. So, you know, I'm reaching out to him, just trying to get caught up, trying to get educated. Nigeria is big. You know, it's not small. So whenever you start learning about whatever's going on in Nigeria, it's a lot to learn. So I know I have a lot to learn. But I did want people to know that people in Nigeria are struggling right now. They're struggling to be safe. They're protesting. Police brutality is rampant. And the young people are dying in the streets right now as we speak. That was already happening in southern Kaduna, which I talked about before. So there's just a lot of atrocities that are going on right now that we need to be aware of, and we need to speak out and see if we can help in any way for our Nigerian and African brothers and sisters. Hi. Oh, hold on. Hi.
Hello, Angela.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm fine. What about you?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for going live with me and helping me understand this.
Yeah,
I
no problem. No
really,
problem.
really appreciate you.
No problem.
Tell me what's going on in Nigeria.
Okay. Basically, over the years, there's this special anti-robbery squad. It's like it's, so to say, it's supposed to be like SWAT, the SWAT team of Nigeria, to deal with armed robbery that are a little bit higher than what the normal police people can handle. But for like 15 years now, they've actually been so corrupt, not educated. Instead of picking policemen that are being trained in the class, knowing about human rights, how to treat people, the way they actually got the men was very crude. So this resulted in them harassing people. In my country, they have a lot of cyber crimes, but there is a unit like FBI that handles that. But those guys took it upon themselves to step beyond their jurisdiction, and you just, once you have a hair like mine, you have tattoos, you dress nice, you're a guy that has a car, random people, they just stop you and say you're a criminal. Then if you argue with them, they either slap you, that is if you're so lucky that they slap you and they beat you up. But if you're not so lucky, they get to shoot you, and that's the end. So it's been happening for years, And the government have been not sensitive about that, because in USA, when someone gets to die, the whole world gets to support them. But Nigerians have been crying, and they've been begging the government to stop this. We have a unit already that should handle that. So why do you have to create like two different units that should handle police, that should handle armed robbery? So this year, there were a couple of incidences with this team, and because they killed a lot of students, they killed a lot of people. But there was this particular one, they just took the guy from the street and they drove him, and the guy, like, probably while they were struggling, they pushed him out of the car and he died. So
Oh.
coupled with the fact that we have so much corruption from our leaders, and to the fact that President Trump has stopped Nigerians from being able to get to the United States, because we don't have a database. You know, in the United States, you have a social security number, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that means if you do something and there's a camera on the street that gets your picture, they might go to face recognition and they would bring out your profile. Here in Nigeria, there's nothing like that. So so much corruption, and we are the sixth producer of oil, crude oil, and we have a lot of resources, but Nigeria is still, an individual in Nigeria lives below $1 in a day. Now, imagine you working at the end in the month, and what you earn is less than $50, and what you spend on transport is around maybe $100. How do you want to cope? And you have like 4 kids. So over the years, the generation before us, which is our parents, being so silent about it, but this generation is like, Nigeria, we love music, we tend to learn more about technology and the rest so fast. So in Nigeria now, the age bracket that is the most now is the youth. Our age structure, we have like probably 50% youth, and the rest, they share the rest. So now there's this power, like we have been oppressed. We know what we have now. We know Dubai is just like Nigeria that has oil, and they've been able to use their resources. So what the youth decided was this. This is the first time we're going to have one voice, because what those leaders do is this. These policemen, they use them for elections. When there's election, they use them against themselves. They steal the old money. They go to the Senate houses and they sleep.
I saw that.
They freaking sleep.
I
So
saw them sleeping.
yeah, so our president was okay. There's this the French president, when he was in school, he came to Nigeria. Our president was the military president then. Then he came after a long time. Now he's it's the president of France. He came, and the guy is still the president. We can have a president that is almost 90 years old rule us. This is normal. Even your parents, like, let me cite an example. Your parents, if there are some things they can't do on the phone any longer, right? They
Hmm.
will have to call you. So it's a normal thing. We, the youth, need to be in power. We have the brain. Things have changed.
Yes.
This is the 20th century. You can't fight it. They can't understand everything. Their brain would depreciate the same way their body is depreciating. Their mental assimilation is depreciating. So imagine
Absolutely.
someone who is 80 years old that cannot really settle fights between two families. Then he has the whole country to settle, which is a multicultural complaint. This culture wants this region wants that. There's no way they can do it. But the thing here is they don't want to leave power. So now, what the youth are saying is this. You've killed so many people. We have so many things to settle with you. But first of all, we don't want to die any longer. If
Right.
if Nigeria has control rooms for their police, if they have intelligent police officers, if they have cameras on the street, you won't need to stop just random people on the streets and slap them to get to know if they are criminals or not. And there was this dude, there was this police SAS guy that kills people, random people, throw them into a river. It's so graphic that you see a lot of dead bodies there. There was this guy, there was this man, they killed the son. He went to meet them. They told him to swim in the river where he throws the dead body to go and pick the dead body of his kid. So all these things the youths have seen. This is the first time celebrities, everybody, multicultural people, we are not fighting with each other again, because that is what they do. They make us fight against each other. So we'll be so busy, we won't see them taking a lot of money. Can you believe that our senators are the highest earning senators in the world, even
I
more than the
saw their
United
income.
States? And our minimum wage is less than $100 a month, and the prices of things are almost like the way they are in Europe, which is so horrible. So this is what we are saying. The youths are of 30, 40 now. At least we should be able to handle the power out ourselves. Let's
Yes.
determine our future. Let's determine the future of our kids. You know, you see Whiskey getting out, Davido getting out. Like, a whole lot of times they don't like getting out, but this time around we are getting ready for the next election. We can't keep on watching them killing people. You know, there was this guy that was selling something on the street 2 days ago, and he had to give people. He gave biscuits. He was selling biscuits. He doesn't go to school. He's a young kid, so he gave it to them, and they wanted to give him money. He said, "No, please, I don't want money from you. I just want to support. What I just need from you is that please make this thing possible so I can go to school." You know, everybody just wants to. Is it too much to ask to leave? So now the problem is this. I know Nigeria might not be as popular as United States, but in situations like this, we are so organized in this. You know, you can see the videos, you can see
Yes.
the way we spend money, everything is organized. We are trying to show them this is how it's been done. This is how you're supposed to do it. Now we told them to just hold on the SWAT thing. Before the Inspector General of Police said he scrapped the SARS, but within 2 days he brought up SWAT. The SWAT we know is the United States SWAT. United States couldn't have unveiled their SWAT in 2 days when they did it. We told them the first thing you need to do is no SWAT, nothing. First, go reform the police. From the reforming, from the new guys, from the fresh, knowledgeable young guys, they are fit and they are psychologically tested. Then you'll be able to pick out men. Then they can keep on going to classes, even as they, because I know in United States, the police officers, they go to classes, they do things, they still go for some courses so they can get promoted. Here we don't do it. They just pick any random ex-criminal. Yeah. Another thing why everything did like that was the SARS team is a combination of local vigilantes and ex-criminals. Why wouldn't they act stupid? And at the end of the day, you pay them stipends. You don't educate them. They don't know anything about human rights. So it is high time Nigeria actually leads Africa, because we don't want a situation whereby by the time we wake up, then all our resources are finished. The oil is gone, everything is gone.
Right. Right. You know, I heard, and you tell me if I'm incorrect. I heard that this SARS team, um, they will look at your phone, and if you have a picture of a white woman, they'll arrest you and then hold you ransom to get money.
Yeah, you don't just even want to have, even if the person is your girlfriend, you don't want to have a picture of a white woman in your phone because it's as bad as they will, it's just daylight robbery. Once
Mm,
they see the picture of the white lady, they will just say, they will start from 5 million naira. Yeah, that is if they find a picture of a white lady. And if they don't find anything, they immediately will drive you to the ATM, tell you to slot in your card with gun to your head. They check your balance and they tell you how much they want you to withdraw from your account to them. That is it. So it's so okay. The government said we should stop this protest. Fine. We said all the people that have been killed will come out. Then we'll have like a panel in court where everybody will come say a story. Then you start passing judgment on each officer that's taken lives unjustly, justly or unjustly. You're not supposed to kill anybody. Now, they said we should end it. Then we we can't just end things that we know that you've ended the SARS 4 times and you keep bringing them back.
right.
The same people. So and they killed. He told us he has ended it like 4 days ago, but they still keep killing people. So now they realize that if they keep using police to kill people, it will be so obvious that they are not doing shit. So do you know what they did? You know, all these uneducated thugs that are on the street and very hungry because they offered the protesters millions money. Openly, the
Oh,
protesters declined. Yeah, they said, let's give you 1 point something million for refreshments. When a Nigerian politician tells you, let me give you this money for refreshments, once you collect that money, you are their underdog. So they rejected it. So they went to the slums to pick all those boys. Then they told them to start attacking protesters. Now, what the people are saying is, you guys are old. Why would you be so heartless to be using citizens against citizens? You guys are gonna die in the next 20 years because they are very old. A lot of them are
yeah, I
70.
saw.
Why would you now be so inhuman to use citizens against citizens because of what? In the next 15, 20 years, all those money in your accounts, they will be useless.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take any money when you're dead. To the extent that the wife had to come out to beg him in public, please listen to these people. So it's gone beyond the case of SARS, though. But we want to, because life is the number one human right of everybody. Yesterday he came out with the chief of army staff. He had to they said they're gonna release the army. Then they said
Ooh.
Operation Crocodile, whatever. All those things. Nigerians are saying we don't care, you can kill us. But
Oh,
what we know is by the time you commit a genocide, the world is going to come to our aid. But this time around, we are not backing down because 2020, we are keeping the same energy till 2023, and we're going to vote everybody out. And now, this is
mm-hmm.
it. If everything goes rough, now it's going to be two sides. This, like 80% of people supporting 20% of them. And I had to tweet to the president and the vice today that you don't have to wait till something happens to you before you learn. Think of Gaddafi, think of the former Saddam Hussein.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they ended up drawing them out to the streets to kill them. Once you start committing a genocide, even the United Nations would back out and would make sure they make an example for you. What's there to lose? You lose power. If you lose power, you don't lose your life. Is that not still okay? But think of, you know, if I'm a president and I feel, oh, I think I'm not capable of doing this thing, I think that the people are not cool with me. There's nothing wrong in resigning. You're not going to
Right,
die.
right.
Incompetency is as huge as you wanting to kill lives. You know you can do it, but you keep
Mm.
forcing yourself and spend. For instance, the percentage of money they get, and he said he's going to release a 2021 budget. We just got to realize that he wanted to go and borrow the money from China. Now, this is what is happening in Africa. China lends money. USA don't lend money to Africans anymore because they realize that the leaders squander it. UK don't do that anymore. Switzerland don't. So they go to China. China will give them no matter the amount they want, but you will give China the right to a lot of your companies. So this is
Mm.
the reason why China owns a lot of countries in Africa. And we got a hint that with the rate is going, because the money he says it's going to borrow is in trillions, and he said it's from China. They
Yes.
said with the rate is going, in few years, China might take over almost all, almost everything in Nigeria except from the military and the legislative power. That
Wow.
is you ruining the country. So you see how huge this is. That is why we
Mm.
really want the whole world to hear this. That it's not all about SARS alone.
Okay, I understand more now. I really
No
do.
electricity. I've been in Turkey for like almost a year now. They only took light twice. When I was in Nigeria, or I've grown in Nigeria almost all my life, and when they bring the light, imagine they bring the light, and you have to the word we say when they bring light is up NEPA. That means you're happy to see light. When they don't take light for 2 days, then you're scared. Like, why are these people not taking the light? Like, what's happening? Now, without light, how will industries work?
Hmm.
We have so many youths coming out of universities every 3 months. Now, in every year, there's no new industry being built. Those millions of youths, where do you want them to go to?
Yes. From what I'm hearing, and you tell me that it's really hard right now for any of the young people to find work.
You can't find work. It's not that it's hard. Can you, okay, imagine, do you think if a lot of Nigerians, a lot of youths, do you think if they are employed, do you think they will have the time to stay in the protest from morning till night, sleep there till the next day? Can you see the multitude? Now imagine they have a job, they will have a boss calling them. Those people you see, they are very educated. They will
Mm-hmm.
have calling them, are you not coming to work today? So imagine, and we have so many people, millions of people that didn't come out, that are like Twitter soldiers. They are tweeting and telling the world about it. They still do not have a job. I
Mm-hmm.
studied geography in university. I tried, and I actually sing. And there was a time I decided to lay low on the singing, like a year and a half, and I tried looking for a job. I did not get a job. Back then, my sister had a first class, or she has a first class in engineering. She had to be paid 30,000 a month. 30,000 is not up to $100 a month.
Mm.
And she was like part of the lucky ones. Now, the oil money, we realize that apart from the oil money, we have gold, we have bitumen, we have a lot of things. We have agriculture. We don't have any plantation owned by the government. Even
Mm.
USA, people say it over here, USA don't mine, they buy oil, they don't grow. Later on, we realize that USA really, really is into mechanized agriculture, and they have their own oil. You can't
Mm-hmm.
keep selling us out. Okay, take this check. Let me just give you this check. There are a
Okay.
lot of houses. There are a lot of houses in the capital of my country. Abuja, and Lagos,
Mm-hmm.
which they are owned by these politicians. And a politician might have like 5, 6, 7, 10, someone's 15 houses. They are living in only one of the houses, and in all the other houses, do you know what they have there? They have soldiers guarding those houses with millions or hundreds of millions of dollars inside being guarded. There are a lot of
Oh my
issues.
God.
There are a lot of issues in Nigeria that Nigerians, that like which is the reason Nigerians are busting out. There was a time they said snake ate billions of dollars. There was a time they said a monkey took away hundreds of millions of dollars. You know, they treat us like we don't have brain. I don't know, probably because they are old.
Right.
But we have woken up. They have their trick. Their trick is you send arms out during elections. You send people out to snatch ballot boxes. Then they take it to some place. They stick it with their own. They stick their own candidate, and they bring it out, and they say, "Oh, is the winner." But now we have studied their strategy. Now a lot of youths might die in this, but this is the thing: we don't care. Because do you notice that if a youth, okay, if an elderly person puts his 100% into something, it might not achieve up to what a youth puts just 5% of his brain in
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's just natural, because the little you will do will count, because you know where to go, you know the shortcuts. You've gone to USA. Okay, I'm seeing this thing in USA. I think I should implement it in my country. All those things. These people travel out. They have a whole, like, huge companies in Dubai, and people keep telling them, you can't keep wanting money to circulate, and you take our money to invest in another country. Money actually grows. Whatever you invest in, be it hotel, anything, it will keep growing. So it's the advantage of wherever your business is, because the banks will keep using your money for investments, deals, and everything. Why not? Even if you're That was then. Even if you're stealing our money, why not use it to build things here? But no,
Right, in your country.
yeah, but they don't want people to see. So this is the thing. There's this thing that happened in Ghana before Ghana started growing. Ghana had to round up the whole leaders um, ruining the country, and they killed all of them in a house with a bomb. Now we are telling these guys, it does not have to get to that. You guys have kids. You guys, our president's kid, who didn't have any money before he became president. Now she is one of the directors of the head petroleum company, and she's earning over 5 point something million. The other kids are schooling abroad. The vice president, other kids are schooling abroad. But like I gave you the example of that guy who wants to go to school. There are a lot of people who wants to go to school, but the schools are not up to standard, and the schools are expensive. When our president is sick, he travels out. All the ministers travel out. Their special assistants travel out. But we don't have good medical care. We
Mm.
don't. They can't even treat themselves in Nigeria.
Wow, that's how bad the medical care is they can't even get medical care and they have the money.
It's extremely bad. Sometimes you get to the hospital. It's not a COVID-19 time. It's just a normal, like a year ago or before now. You get to the hospital. Hospital will tell you they don't have hospital beds. They don't have light.
Mm.
They don't have oxygen. You know,
Mm.
can you imagine the period COVID-19 started? There was a governor that said he didn't have money to build a makeshift hospital. That same week, this guy bought a whole lot of cars for his commissioners, changed the cars and the fleets of cars in the government officials. Where did you get money for that? So their priorities have been misplaced.
So
Totally.
what does the average family live off of in Nigeria? How do they live?
Okay, the average our okay this let me compare to United States. While comparing Nigerian average life to United States average life, if you don't have money in United States, it's equivalent to an average earner here, like you're doing fine.
Wow.
And sometimes way better because um let me convert it. If you're doing fine in Nigeria, that means you're earning how much is 150,000? That means you're earning $400 a month. That means you are doing good. A bank manager, all those stuff, you're doing well. You are earning 400, 450, $500. Yeah, you're earning
A
500
month.
per month. You're earning $500. You're good. You're so
Wow.
good. So now things keep inflation keeps happening. You know, we have this oil. Do you know what they did? On the electricity part, the people we use generators here mostly. The people that are in charge or the owner of the major generator company in Nigeria is a politician. That is one of the reasons they don't want us to have electricity, because once you have 24 hours electricity, his business is out, and he has shareholders who are senators and the likes. That is one. Two,
Hmm.
the petrol. We don't have refinery in Nigeria. We had, but they run it down. Why? They have, that is where the bulk of money there still is. The whole thing that is on record, the allowances and all that you hear all about, they earn too much. That is not where the main money is. The main money is the unrecorded money. Now they mine the crude oil. Instead of us refining it here, getting it distilled, remove the gas, the aviation gas and everything, the kerosene, and sell it, they take it to United States, Chevron, Shell. Then those ones refine it, distill it, and separate. Now they now only bring petrol back to us and will buy our stuff back from them because they helped us to distill it. You don't understand? We give it to them to help us distill, then we'll buy it from them. Now, the remaining gas, aviation, for they have never accounted for how much that is. We only hear petrol, the one they use for gas. We hear that every time. So, to be sincere, the reason why Nigeria is not bigger than, let me even say USA, right, is a lot of money Nigerians don't know exists really do exist.
Right.
Billions of dollars. You know, for Nigeria to be able to afford paying their senators, 300 and something senators and 500 and something junior senators in the second house, they pay them more than even the United States cannot afford to pay them that money because there are other things United States want to spend money on. That is what we wish Nigerian senators understand. So what we youths want to do is we make that position not attractive. Let them start earning less. Let everybody go in there have this mind that I am going there to serve, and I'm not going there to acquire wealth. When you make it not attractive, less people want to go to
Right.
be a senator because he knows, oh, there's less, and less people would want to fight. And another thing is the constitution. You know, there's a constitution that says our senator should it's in the law. Our senator collects this, and they wrote it themselves. So there's a huge issue. So if we want to start this now, what they don't know is we just started with NSAS. Now today we have we developed our radio. the youth developed a radio. Where we are actually going is booting all those guys out. That is where we're going. And that's why we're telling the United Nations and everybody to know now, because it's going to be a long ass fight.
They need to go.
Whiskey said something. He said, I am rich. I am fine. I am a millionaire. I have houses here and there. But I have kids who are in Nigeria that I want their life to be better. Because right now, we should start thinking of the next generation. The mistake those people made, we should not make it. Even if you're still 20, 30 years old, you should start thinking, because in the United States, an 18-year-old girl or guy is already having a child. So
Right.
we are young to start thinking of the next generation. Let's write an history that they will be so proud to say it was our fathers that made this land good. That's the mistake these men are making. They don't care about the next generation. They just want their accounts to be full. And I don't understand international bodies to United States. To be sincere, there are some companies in the United States that are so seriously corrupt. They influence in Africa issues, and they are the ones that make these men do this. Because if you're selling crude oil, you're bypassing black market crude oil. If you're selling it to a United States company, and they say no, we want to buy it from the source, life is going to be better. But we have so many companies from the United States, from Russia, they buy black market from those guys, and it's stolen crude oil. They buy it from those guys. And can you imagine government allocating oil wells to individuals as gifts? Oh, you take this oil well, you take this oil well, this is a gift for what you did. It's that bad. So we know that the skeletal problem is disrupted. So that is what we want to change. Everything from we want to change. That's why we're saying it's the new Nigeria. If you call another person now and talk to him or her, you will see that the same thing the person is saying will be the same thing I'm saying right now, because it's not that we called ourselves. 50 million Nigerians can't call themselves to share information, but it's what we feel. It's what radiates. We want it new. We watch movies. That's why Twitter boss said it one time that he respects Nigerian Twitter, because they make Twitter happen, because we have the numbers. So we watch things. We see the way USA does their thing. We see when I get home now, there are a lot of things I've seen here that I would love to implement, and that is how we felt these men were supposed to, reason. You understand?
Yeah. One of Linda, she said Nigeria needs the next generation to survive. Killing them off is not the answer. But a lot of youth are being killed in these protests.
They're just being political. They think, yeah, that's another thing. They think everything is political. They don't know at some point you drop politics, you wear the clothes of humanity. At some point, we don't have, okay, for instance, I'm in Turkey now. I can't stay here forever. I have to go back to my home. Right. If you're an American and you travel to Europe, you still have to go back to your home. So your home is everything you have. So why not make it so attractive that a lot of people will want to? That is why I support Trump saying Nigerians shouldn't come, because a Nigerian dream is the American dream, to be sincere. Every Nigerian or a Canadian dream, every Nigerian dreams of living like an American. So if he stopped us, because he told us if anybody or any politician commits any crime and runs to Nigeria, and we ask you for a database, there is no database. You can't search for anybody here. If I go to the north now and I commit a crime, you would never see me if I don't want you to see me. So he said, go and develop your country. Don't use our country as an escape route. You guys go develop your country. And another thing, apart from them killing us, is insurgency. Now, the president, the president is from the north. There's something, because I served in the north. Let me just tell you this quick story. I served in the north, and when I was in the north, we had an election. There's this thing we do, service, like a paramilitary training. Then you go and teach kids. So I worked in the local government, and you guys have county, we have local government. So the local government had an hospital in front of it, a general hospital for the whole local government. Can you believe there was a child that was dying? We rushed him to the hospital. We got there. They said there was no light, and there's not been light for the past 7 months. The next day, the state government released the allocations to the local government, and we were there, and we saw them sharing millions. And I was asking someone that, wait, why are these guys sharing this money? If you cross the road, that is the general hospital. They cannot buy a generator. They cannot buy things. And the president is from that area. Another thing is the insurgency, which if the youths don't really take over now, it's going to be, because we have insurgency. I know you know about Boko Haram. Yeah, they are growing wings now, and they are now affiliated with the ISIS. And they've killed so many people. Where the president is from, when they're saying the poverty nation of the world, they will say Nigeria. But let me tell you the fact, the West and the East should not be in that map if the North was not part of us. The West and the East, as they have the most educated, they have the most industrious. But once you start getting to the North, imagine having kids like up to like maybe 5,000 kids in a state. They do not have parents to take care of them. They don't have anybody. They just roam about the streets. You see them covered in white sand, begging for food all over the streets. And, you see flies all over their body. Nobody taking care of them. Now, if you tell that kid to take a bomb and you give the kid maybe 2,000 naira, which is, I can't even convert it to dollars, probably some cents. Maybe like $3 to go blow himself up. He will. So there is poverty, there is illiteracy in the North, and those kids are being used to blow themselves up. The girls blow themselves up. So you see the number of things affecting Nigeria. In this same North, they marry girls off at age 8. My principal in school, there was this girl, they've not given birth to her. Can you believe they've already married an unborn child off to a man that had already had 8 wives, a principal? What? They had not given birth to the girl.
She was already married off.
Straight up. There was a senator that got married to a 13-year-old, and everybody was shouting. Then he said it's okay. Then nothing happened. A sitting senator, for goodness sake. A senator went to a toy shop, still a northerner, went to a toy shop and harassed the girl, slapped her and everything. It was on camera. Human rights all over the world were talking about it. Till date, the senator is still a senator. and they told him to pay 50 million naira. He went to court again, said the amount is too much. We fucking saw you slapping and hitting this girl, and your police officer was there. His detail was there watching, and he was hitting the girl in a sex toy shop. Different
Mm,
things, my dear, different things. So these
mm.
guys are not being accountable. They are not responsible. We used to tell people in this place that the reason why United States is growing is this: no matter how old you are, a young kid can correct you. No matter how old you are, I see movies, kids saying shut up to an elderly person. You cannot never try that in Nigeria. You are dead,
Right.
man. You're a dead meat.
Um,
So adults make mistakes, and they're allowed to make mistakes without being corrected. So those are the things we, the kids, want to change. We already, and knowledge is power. We know this thing, and we keep telling them what you don't have in your age, you cannot offer. That's why they are finding it hard to do this thing. It's not that probably they don't want to do it. It's not here, and the brain is the brain box, man. That is where everything comes from. Do you understand?
I
So we
do.
need out. We need as many voices as possible. We need to make statements. We need to rewrite what people feel about Nigeria. Talking about this cyber crime, do you know
Right.
that if there had been jobs, this place, Nigeria won't be the home of cyber crime. All these guys do not see. That's what I used to tell. I had a friend from I think Ohio. I was telling her, she was complaining. Then later she saw reasons with me because she had other friends too. You're starving the youths that already know how to operate the system. They know about the internet. They know about everything. You're starving them in
Right.
100, in probably 50 million of them, and they see vices where people make money fast. You know, you let them study in school for 6 7 years. Now they are 25 to 26, and now you release them, no job, and they are saying your kids making it. What do you want them to do?
Yeah, there's no work, so they're gonna have to try to find some way to survive.
They will find a way to survive. And can you imagine the number of Nigerians, or the number of scammers in Nigeria that are poaching on America? That is why you hear of different Americans complain about Nigerians this, Nigerians that, because if the country was really good, there will be scammers, but it won't be that much. It won't be
Right.
multitudes. It
Right.
won't be. It's not like scamming is a religion that you have so many people worshiping scamming. It's the result of bad governance and no other choice.
Yeah.
And
Most definitely. Most definitely you can tell that it's no other choice.
yeah, and I just wish, and I know we are going to do it, because the major problem um is this mental slavery. Once you can cut, like Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. That is
Mm-hmm.
it. We had that thing for long. Our parents taught us how to keep short in the face of oppressions. Once the mental slavery is there, you won't be able to say jack. But
Right.
once you can speak up, and the world, and thank God we're in a world whereby there's accountability, there's United Nations. If you do some things right now, you'll be held accountable and everything. We have to change it. I want a situation whereby you yourself will be able to come to Nigeria. Do you know, if you come to Nigeria now as you are, and you go to some places, you'll be kidnapped?
Kidnap?
Yeah, some places, not everywhere, some places.
Hmm.
And, and they will ask for ransom. Now, those guys are criminals. Fine. That is what we want to check in. But we got to realize at the same time that if everything was fine, if whenever you see them talking after they're being caught, they keep talking about, I'm a graduate of this university, and you realize that they had a life going for them while they were in school. Some
Mm.
people's background, their parents were so suffering, but they managed to go to university. And when they finished, their parents thinking, oh, my child has finished, he's going to help me and help the rest. Probably they have 6 kids. He's going to help the siblings. At the end of the day,